Hello everyone. Alright, I am finally trying to make some vegan mozzarella cheese, homemade. There are two versions I want to try. I want to try the Miyoko Shinner version where you use a cultured yogurt. I picked up some plain coconut yogurt to do that. You've got to let that one sit for a while or overnight. But there's also a number of cashew cheese recipes that just require you to blend it all up and cook it down. So I'm making some Philly cheesesteaks, and I want to have this beautiful meltable vegan cashew cheese mozzarella to put on it. So the first thing I'm going to do while I'm making this, while I'm making the Philly cheesesteak portion, I have my ingredients here, and I'm just going to tell you what they are. So you need a 1/4 cup of cashews, which I've got back there, raw cashews, guys. And you're going to need 2 tablespoons plus a teaspoon of tapioca starch, otherwise known as tapioca flour. You need a teaspoon of lemon juice, 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Sorry. You're going to need a teaspoon of garlic powder, a cup of hot water, and some recipes I've seen don't call for nutritional yeast, but I'm going to put nutritional yeast in mine. And basically you're going to blend that all up. I'm going to do that in the Versa blender right over here. And then you're going to cook it down until it gets thick, and you're going to get a nice creamy sauce. And I'm going to put that onto my Philly cheesesteak. So I'm going to get started by, I guess, just essentially putting all of my ingredients in the blender. Okay guys, so I have my ingredients set aside here. So first I'm going to put the cup of hot water. I boiled water, I let it cool down a little, so it's not boiling, but it's hot. I'm putting that into the Versa blender. So 1 cup right there. Now I'm going to put my 1/4 cup of cashews. I already have all my seasonings here, and I'll put them down in the description box, but I've got my, instead of putting a full tablespoon of nutritional yeast, I put half. It looks like half might be enough. So I've got my tapioca starch, my salt, garlic powder, and nutritional yeast here. I'm just going to dump that all in. That's a little bit at the bottom. I'll just make sure I get that out. And now, there's a little bit more. I'll just get that all out. And now I need a teaspoon of the lemon juice. This is maybe just a little bit more than a teaspoon. Okay. Now, and there's a fly. Oh, I can't stand those little buggers. Okay, and now it's time to blend. And it might take a minute or so until you blend till it's smooth. I think that's long enough. I think that's nice and smooth. Let me just take a look. It's steaming. Smells good. Looks smooth. And what you're going to do next is take this mixture and we're going to cook it probably about 5 minutes in a pot on medium heat. Oops. Okay, so it smells delicious. I'm just pouring this. I'm pouring it into a hot pan. Maybe that's not good, I don't know. It's already on medium heat. And you're just going to, it's already, look at that, it's already coagulating at the bottom. That's the tapioca starch. So you're going to want to cook it for 5 minutes or so until it becomes like a perfectly globby consistency. Like as it starts to get thick like this, you're going to keep stirring. Now I've watched people do this, watched a few videos of people doing this, and as much as I have it at medium heat, you know, I don't know, certain stoves are different. Okay, so now it's nice and smooth. This has literally been, what, seconds. But again, I started with a hot pan. So I'm stirring just consistently, and apparently you're going to want this to become, like you want to cook out the tapioca starch, and you're going to want this to become like shiny, something to that effect. So I'm just going to keep going, guys, and just keep stirring, and I'll be back. Okay, so I just kept cooking and stirring, and you know, this is what it looks like. And you know what? I just tasted this and it tastes really good. So I'm gonna get my Philly cheesesteak assembled, and I'm gonna put this on and do a proper taste test. But look, see? Gooey, stretchy. So good. Okay guys, so here's my bread, and I've got some mayo on there. I'm just adding my Philly cheesesteak. By the way, I used the Gardein beef for this. My daughter, by the way, tasted this cheese and she said, that tastes really good, by the way. So, here we go. It's cooled down a little. This is probably a lot I'm globbing on there. But the other thing I'm going to do is put some of it into cold water, form a hard ball, and see if that can be melted afterwards. So wait, here's my mom. What did you think, Mom? Did you like it?
Great.
She said it was great. Did you like the cheese I made? This is the cheese sauce. Okay, so that's what it looks like. And I'm going to taste. It's delicious. As my mother said, it's great.
Yeah, it's delicious.
So I'm going to just try putting this last little bit into cold water, like forming a couple balls, and see if they will harden up, and if they harden up, how do they melt? Okay guys, I will, oops, you don't even see that. This is what I'm going to put into cold water. I'll check back with you and let you know how that hardens up, how it melts, if it does remelt, and all that stuff when I use it again. Okay, so I just using a tablespoon measurement here, sort of like an ice cream scooper, I guess, just taking out some of this cheese and putting it into a bowl with ice. Probably add a little more ice to that. I want to see how they harden up. Okay, here's my observation. After just about 20 minutes, or not even quite, but I felt this, and it's still a soft glob. So I guess without the carrageenan or agar-agar, it doesn't firm up, but it works perfectly as a cheese sauce. So I'll hold on to this and maybe melt it like on something else. Maybe warm it up and dip some nacho chips in there, but it doesn't get hard like the Miyoko Shinner with all the other, with either agar-agar or carrageenan in there. So I'm definitely going to try that other cheese as well, guys, because I'd love to have that kind of mozzarella on hand and to know that I can just make it easily. But so far, it's a winner. My daughter loves the cheese. She loves the Philly cheesesteak. My mother loved it. And my mom is not a dairy person. It doesn't agree with her. And typically, she doesn't like a lot of even cheese on... well, if she has a Philly cheesesteak, she might have a little mozzarella, something not too strong. And I put a good glob of this on there for her, and she said it was fantastic. Okay, with the leftover cheese, since it doesn't firm up, I decided to make some poutine. So I've got French fries there, and just gonna probably warm this up a little. It's still, I had it in the fridge, so it's still sticking. I'm gonna warm it up in the microwave. Okay, I'm putting that to like 20 seconds. While this is hot, I'm gonna just get some of the fries in here. Oops, gonna burn my fingers off, aren't I? Okay, I'm just assembling my poutine. I've got my hot fries in the bowl. I'm adding the mozzarella to the fries, and then I'm going to put the gravy on top of the cheesy sauce so that it helps to melt everything. And look at that, guys. Doesn't it look absolutely amazing? I have to tell you that this is the perfect cheese sauce for vegan poutine, and it was absolutely phenomenal. Oh my god, this is delicious. You have to try this, and if you do, please let me know. Otherwise, please give this video a thumbs up, comment, rate, subscribe if you liked it, and thanks for watching.